Hello everyone, this is Pico Entertainment and we are back again, and here now we have another tennis video and we'll talk about the recent Rome Masters final between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. This was overall their 57th encounter in their huge rival. Rafa was going for a 10th title in Rome while Novak was going for his 6th. He was the defending champion from last year. And overall, this resulted in a 3-set victory for Rafa Nadal, winning 7-5, 6-1, 6-3. Now overall, I felt this was a good competitive match. The first set was the most closely contested, both trading in great rallies with great shots, the usual tight angles that we see from them, plenty of intensity from both. Rafa really stepped up his level in 5-all, really being more aggressive and pushing Djokovic to the limit. Great forehand winners and cross-court angled shots to get the break overall for 7-5 in the opening set. And then in the second set, Rafa's level really dropped away. He had a couple of early chances to break in the second set, and then his level just fell apart. He was making lots of errors. Djokovic was being more consistent, getting some great length on his shots overall, and Rafa was really struggling in terms of his second serve especially, and struggling to get real length and depth between the shots, and he really lost the upper hand, and he was making more and more errors as the set went on, and he just fell away. I don't know if this was tiredness. He has had quite a grueling couple of weeks playing on tour. Djokovic, we all know, will step up his level even after dropping the first set. But yeah, Rafa just was really inconsistent at this point. And as we were going to the third set, it really looked like Rafa was going to end up losing this match. And he was down a lot in the early parts, and he faced a couple of break points in the fourth game, I believe, when it was at 2-all. And this was really the critical point in the match. I think had Rafa lost his serve when it was at 2-all, I think Djokovic would have probably gone on to win the match, but Rafa hung in tough. He hit some great down the line winners in order to retain his serve. There was that forehand down the line, that backhand shot that he hit to really win the game overall, and then that's when he really accelerated. And I think at that point, perhaps maybe all of the grueling recent matches that Djokovic has played really caught up with him at this point. Of course, he had to play 2 matches, most recently, of course, to get to this final, and that was really when Rafa stepped up his level and he was getting more consistency, more intensity, more length in his shots, hitting some great cross-court winners, and again just feeding shots down the line. I always think that's the key to beating Djokovic whenever Rafa plays him. It's playing those shots down the line, because you take away the angles from Djokovic and it makes you a lot easier to gain the initiative within the rallies, and that's what Rafa was. He was being far more aggressive, far more sharp with his shots overall, far more confident in his shot making overall, and this is really when he was really beginning to hit the form that we've known him primarily throughout the clay court season overall so much. So he really accelerated at this point, got the break earlier on to go 4-2 up, and then really just went away, and there was no going back for Djokovic, and he ended up losing the set 6-3 overall. So I think in terms of the French Open, when we're going into how much of a marker does this lay down, I would say it was a good confidence booster for Rafa. He's had a really patchy clay court season overall by his overall standards. I think in many ways it might have benefited him, because had he gone all out in all 4 tournaments, he might have left him exhausted a bit going into the French Open. So I think it was good that he's had an up and down season overall in terms of the clay court, but it's always good to get a victory over Novak in very convincing fashion overall going into the French Open. I think he's still the favourite. As long as he's 100% fit and not injured, I can't really see anybody stopping him. Really, there are 3 major threats. Maybe it's Tsitsipas, maybe it's TM, and maybe Djokovic as well. But I think as long as Rafa is physically fit and 100% and firing all cylinders, I really can't see any of those pushing him close in a 3 out of 5 set match overall. So just a great confidence setup for Rafa. Overall, now that leaves him at 36 Masters. He's now tied with Djokovic, and it brings the head-to-head rivalry closer now to 29 for Djokovic and 28 for Rafa. So again, I think all of those statistics, when you add them up, again just does bode well for Rafa going into the French Open, where now he will be looking his sights firmly at getting that French Open, which will be the 14th if he does manage to win it overall, and more importantly, it will be the 21st Grand Slam, and that will be for the first time putting him ahead of Roger Federer in terms of the overall Grand Slam tally. So just a great victory, a very good morale, confidence boosting win over Djokovic for Rafael Nadal, and we will see what happens going ahead in the French Open, which I believe takes place in just over 2 weeks' time, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens and develops over that Grand Slam tournament overall. So those are my thoughts and feelings on Rafael Nadal winning his 10th Rome Masters title and overall his 88th ATP career title, going ahead into the French Open in a couple of weeks' time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this bodes well for Rafa? Do you think this gives a false sense of security? Or do you think this further cements him as the overall favourite as what he usually is at the French Open? Who do you think realistically can stop him? If it's not Djokovic, do you think Tsitsipas or TM have a very good chance at beating Rafa overall in the French Open 2021? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will probably provide an updated video next week as who I think are the favourites apart from Rafa going into the French Open, and make my early predictions upon those as well. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please also hit those like and subscription buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, stay at safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.